Let's jump this on. Dun, dun, dun. Let's see. Alright, let's see if this is gonna let me do this. Hold on, guys. I'm setting everything up. Checking to make sure I can see everything live. Alright, here we go. Cool beans. Alright, I can see my phone. I got chargers. Oh, we'll give it a minute. Let everybody kind of hop in and get ready to go. Ta-da. Guys, it's a little warm here in Tennessee tonight with the humidity, so not sponsoring, but I'm gonna have myself something to drink. I'll let somebody, I got somebody watching. Let me know, make sure you can hear me okay, that it sounds good. Granted, I've got a little delay, but should have some things going. Oh, dun, dun, dun. Hopefully this is notify, let y'all know that I am live. Dun, dun. Let's see. It's funny because I'm watching myself from there to here. Yeah, it's just interesting. Well, we'll try to keep the chats all going. And so you guys are, yeah, hopefully you're all Saturdays. Yeah, so. Sorry guys, it is just, it's really odd the delay with everything. Well, for fun stuff tonight, we're going to talk about the cheap challenge that I kind of got for what y'all options are. I've got some cool responses with that. And for a highlight, we're going to talk about Range Day 2020, or should say it'll be my second annual Range Day. So we got some news on it. Still working out some of the finer details. I've got a couple companies I've got to talk to this upcoming week. Double check some dates, make sure that they're available, times that I've got set up, and everything is going to work for everyone. So that's kind of exciting and things that are going on. And I've got some reviews and demo work. Guys, I know I'm behind, but I'll be working on this one this week. Or actually, probably later tonight, I'm going to be doing some polishing, going over and getting the tabletop of the RMR on a Steyr, the full RMR cut. Who does it? Kind of a price range, so it won't be an exact price because this one's got tons of different options and stuff done. I mean, you can have it from the low side to basically the high side. You know, it'll cost you a solid week's worth of pay. So I get you all on this one up to speed. I've got some product demo review work. We'll talk about a little bit tonight. That's with the muffs and this funky looking little box. So hopefully, let's see. Kind of checking. I know I had some people on here earlier. I guess everybody's coming in. So this has been going just for a few minutes. We're going to talk about why you should not play with a Steyr trigger pack out of a pistol if you're not an armorer and you don't know what you're doing. So somebody, if you did this, might have your feelings hurt for what I'm going to tell you on this one. But This one happened to destroy a pistol, and there's a piece of it. We'll talk more about that. And let's see, I've got another drawer, and that's also what's left of a complete pistol minus the upper assembly. So basically the whole heart and control of the gun. So the only thing that was salvageable off that build was the barrel and slide. So okay, let's move some stuff around here on the table. And we'll kind of talk about it. If you guys aren't familiar, my 0 to 1 mile shot documentary series I'm doing, it's actually, the book's name is going to be 0 to 1 mile, Making the Shot. I kind of want to talk to you guys a little bit about some tools that we're using. This is actually from Fix-It Sticks. And any of you guys that are mounting or unmounting your optics, needing to adjust, work on the bolt groups, this is actually the kit that I'm using, and using SSG 08A1. Mr. H is also using one of these to mount and unmount optics, which he'll actually have a really funny picture. Let's see. Hey, I'm finally getting notified I'm online. We're only 6 minutes in. So, what I was saying, Mr. H has got a really funny picture he should be showing, and probably he'll discuss it. Y'all can tease him a little bit, but he's using these. The cool thing with these guys, if you're not familiar with Fix-It, it uses all your standard bit drive pieces. And granted, I'm doing a review. This is kind of an overview, but the really cool part about this is the Fix-It Sticks has actually got a torque meter, and this is in inch pounds. So when you're messing around and setting up your optics, if you're putting them on your 1913 rail, if you're screwing down the little machinist set screws on your scope rings, guys, I mean, you really need to make sure those are set right. You don't need to over torque one and break it. It's most of your mount systems are aluminum, or it's a steel screw into aluminum. So these are really cool, and hopefully y'all can see it on here. I'll get it kind of close, but it actually ramps up. And what's cool is on the stick, it's actually got a built-in swivel, so you can actually hold it, spin it around. It's got a bite here. I'll show you. Let's pull this one. You can actually stick your sockets in to get more leverage to break them loose. You can actually just rotate them if you want to keep this quick in your bag. So that was really cool with it. But when you stick this all together, you stick all this down, makes a nice T-handle. You can actually reach in. I've noticed 1 or 2 times it's a little fat, and you're basically working on the outside of the gun, but you can get yourself a proper torque setting. I actually did this on the AR with a Trijicon about 3 weeks ago, and showed one of my buddies this, and like he had to go buy one for taking on and off to get it torqued. But it's just really nice. The thing with this is for tightening only. On this torque setting, you don't want to do it backwards to loosen. That's what the end's for, just break it loose. But it works really well. This is what I'm using on my arm work to set all the torque settings, like on AGs, the R mounts and stuff, any of the little machine work. But I'll tabletop this and give you guys more of an in-depth and show you how it works and play with it. But if you haven't seen it, check out their website. It's pretty cool. They got a bunch of different kits. They're not super expensive, but the nice thing is it's a lot easier to have this in your kit on a range than a giant, 1-foot torque bar. So that's that one. That'll be coming up here. And I'll have a other thing I'm playing with are these razors. These, I think these are the second newest ones they've got out. I think there's one that's a little bit fancier than these, but they're electronic gear. Anybody knows that I've shot normally, I'm old school. I use the little widgets, stick them down, if they're the foam ones or these rubber ones. I did have a set of Pelotons. They're just regular plain muffs, but I got these. I paid for these. It's not a demo, for the company. I'm actually hoping that they'll answer an email for range day. But I've been testing and playing with these. All the way up to 50 BMP, 338 we've shot, 6 Pre-More 308, and the electronics on these are awesome. We've done some suppressors, the AUG, 9mm, 40, and I was just shooting with 57 SIG. And they've worked perfectly. I've talked about these before a little bit. What I like, give a tabletop, show what they come with. Electronic gears, like these are pretty cool. I'll be killing of a style. Let's see. Let's get into cheap gun challenge. Sorry, I'm gonna enjoy my liquor. I had put a post out, kind of a challenge. I sent it to some other YouTuber people and just other industry people through Instagram, Facebook. Kind of put it on YouTube and talked about it a little bit. But the cheap gun challenge. What gun would you buy? Has to be new. Out the door cost if you had $300 or less. $300 being the cap. Like that's now if you can barter, trade with somebody, do backroom favor, like that's up to you. But $300 in cash, what gun would you buy? I left it at just a cheap gun challenge. I didn't put on there, EDC, Saturday Night Special, a truck gun, an ankle gun, a goof off, like just what would you buy? Like has to be for you, or what purpose would you buy a cheap gun for? For me, for you guys that watch the channel, I do a lot of off-road riding, mud racing on quads, side-by-sides. I'm constantly in the woods and the muck. So what I was looking for was something that wasn't an automatic. I really thought a revolver would be a lot better. It's less moving parts. It'll take a little bit more abuse. It's super easy to clean, like literally open a cylinder. You can take a stick and, push mud and junk out, or open the cylinder, pull your ammo, and stick it back in water. When you try doing that with like a Glock or Steyr, SIG, or anything, you've got more finer control points to mess with. So I went with a revolver. I looked for something that, God forbid I lost it in a boating accident, it wouldn't be a problem. You start getting into $500-600 guns, like that hurts. God forbid you lose one in the woods, or it rusts. You just don't care for it. It used to be the old tackle box or Saturday Night Specials used to pick up little 32s or 38s. It's just to have a gun. So that was kind of where I went with it. In doing so, I actually got into and I picked up a Taurus 605 P model, which is the protector. It's in 357 Magnum. It also shoot 38s and 38 plus Ps. It's a 2-inch barrel. It's a polymer gun. So it is all steel framed, but it's coated in a polymer protecting. Very similar to the Remington 887 Nitro Mag. So it had that going for it, that there's not a lot of surface area for something to rust on. It's got a stainless barrel. It's just simple. It's simple and it's reliable. I mean, as much as people want to knock and play with Taurus, I've owned their products before. Actually had their version of the 92. My father actually shot a barrel completely out of it, just wore it out, and they replaced it. So their warranty center was awesome. But it's just a simple revolver. 5 shots, 357 Magnum. It handles it. It's kind of heavy. It comes with different grip modules, and it really works great as a pocket gun, or if you're gonna throw on shorts and just run out to the mailbox. You ain't gotta strap up. You don't have to put a inside the waistband holster, shoulder holster, nothing weird. So that was mine. I saw a lot of people talked about the Taurus G2Cs. I saw somebody actually commented High Point, which you're braver than I am. Like, I'd take a brick or a stick, but I still own a High Point over a Glock. So just to have fun with the Glock fanboys. I mean, hell, you'd take a good Spyderco or Benchmade over a Glock. Let's see. I saw somebody had sent me a Heritage. They had picked up a 22 Magnum 6-shot revolver. Keltec had somebody picked up a Keltec, real cheap, little 22 Magnum that was interesting. So That was kind of where I went with the cheap gun challenge. So you can post a comment, leave it what you guys would think of, or what would you buy. So for those kind of going into it, we're going to kind of keep the cheap gun challenge going on all the way up to my range day, which is the second part of tonight's topics. But if you guys want to attend, you come out to my range day. We're going to do the cheap gun challenge. Show up. What you got. What did you decide on? And the whole preference is has to be new. You can't go trade one in for a new gun. You just got to go buy a new gun, $300 or less, and have a purpose for it. It can be anything. So come out. We're going to do a competition at the range day. We'll probably have a prize or something. Who can shoot the best with their cheap gun, or who got the best deal. We'll come up with something. So that's kind of where the challenge is going. So if you want to participate, you're going to come to my range day later this year. Think about it. See what you can come up with. We'll keep everybody on the honor system. I don't think we need to have a receipt or where we got it from. As you bought it new and and say that you didn't go buy a 1911 $300 brand new, I'll believe you. So that's where we're going to go with that. Second part for tonight. Guys, I started last month getting everything ready for range day. For those that got to come last year, you guys know I had a ton of giveaways. We rented out Royal Range in Nashville, Tennessee. Actually, it's Royal Range USA. They're going to host us again this year, and it's going to be in August. I've got 2 dates that I'm working on. One is the 13th, and one is the 15th. I'm getting verification with different companies and people, just making sure it's going to be a Thursday or it's going to be a Saturday. So kind of hold that weekend. I'll let everybody know. Hopefully next week we'll have a determination of what date it will be. And guys, this year I'm trying so hard to make it bigger and better than last year. We've kind of put out this one of AUGs in August. So AUGs in August. I've got Corpus Defense is supposed to be donating some parts. We're going to do an AUG build, show off a bunch of their products. Gearhead Works here from Tennessee, they're going to be in attendance. They're going to bring out some old school AUGs, the LMG and STG 77. They're going to showcase their parts, so you have an idea how between 2 different companies on what you make, what you like. They've got a new pistol brace, so that's really cool. AR 500. If you guys were there last year or you saw it, we gave away a big steel target reactive set, which was a 12 by 14, had 2 swingers. We did that for the pistol challenge. Who could shoot the tightest group out of my L357 Steyr. We're working with them. They're going to be in attendance, so there's going to be steel targets, some deals from them. Double Click Holsters is going to be sponsoring again this year. And guys, they just don't make Steyr holsters. They make holsters for just about every gun. And if you want something custom, they'll do that too. They're going to be sending, I believe, a gift card. Don't hold me to it just yet. I know there's going to be discounts for the range day. So if you guys are there, I will give you the discount codes. You can call up. It's good. If you get the code, you get it from me at the day. It's good for the year. There's going to be some prizes, probably some holster giveaways or a custom holster from them. So if you want a Kydex holster, if you guys want to check out, see what they do, it's Double Click Holsters. They're out of Texas. These are all USA made. It's USA products. Good Texan guys, and they build awesome holsters. This is like number 3 or 4 that I own of theirs, and probably going to be getting another one for the A2. So that's going on. Enforce lights. You guys know last year Enforce was tremendous. Gave us a couple of the APLs, the PL lights for like the. They're going to be sponsoring this year. I don't know exactly what they're sending, but their new Wild series in lights. It's like Wild 1 and Wild 2. They've got the new Glock lights, but they're all aluminum housing. I believe like those are supposed to be coming, and they make some other lights and tactical stuff. So hopefully there'll be some prizes from them. I'm working, trying to get a like real AVID, trying to see if Steyr is available to actually send their demo team out to come test out like their new products. Talk to Adcorn. I'm seeing if they're gonna a couple of manufacturers. So we're still working it. I've still got more people. Hopefully we'll add 4 or 5 more. Excuse me. Let's see you in. Oh yeah, Tennessee, man. I'm out of West Tennessee, but I'm gonna add a lot more to it, guys. So here over the next probably 30 to 45 days, you're gonna see a bunch of postings about it. But like I said, August the 13th or August the 15th, those are the 2 days that we're working with. We're just trying to get scheduling verified. I've invited some other YouTubers. You guys should be here with when you see them to come join to do their thing. I can't say what they'll be doing, but I mean I'm sure they'll be doing some filming, talking, hanging out, just having fun. Last year's range day was from noon to 4. That's what we're shooting for. I'll be there early, and I'll stay late, if they want me to. But we're gonna shoot for about 4 hours. I've got the whole range rented out. If you guys come to my range day, it works really, really simple. Any demo guns that I have, that I bring for you to check out, you can shoot them as much as you want to. The only thing that we ask is that you buy the ammo from the range, because I don't have to worry about reloads or steel case ammo. It keeps the insurance and them safe. So we'll have steel targets. There'll be paper targets if you guys want it. It'll just be you buy the ammo and you can shoot as much as you want. We're gonna have 9mm, 357 SIG, 40, 5.56. I think we're gonna have a 22, and possibly we'll pull out some 308s. I think we might have 1 or 2 others. I'm also trying to see if the gentleman's in country. If he is, we're going to try to get him to attend one of the winners from King of 2 Mile. So I'm hoping that he'll be available. I've got a suppressor company I'm hoping can be in attendance. That's kind of what we're scheduling for. So that would be kind of cool. Might get to do a suppressor shoot. And granted, the range has everything class 3, so they already have suppressors if you guys are interested in that, and full auto stuff. I know Gearhead Works has some cool stuff. I'm sure they'll get out if you guys want to watch them. A real STG 77. So that's what we're working on. So I'm hoping that's going to be a phenomenal time. And afterwards, we'll probably go out, do dinner, goof off. You guys hang out, and we'll just kick back and relax. And like I said, last year we did a whole bunch of giveaways. So any type of extra product stuff, if you guys are there, it worked real simple last year. I think like every 30 minutes or hour, we were drawing names, giving stuff away. So it's just a fun day. Come down the range. There's food around. They might even have a chuck wagon out front. There's a guy that does really awesome barbecue. It's Nashville. So, sneak in for the weekend, come hang out. Things are opening up here. And we can shoot and have fun and play with guns. So that'll be my range day. Stay tuned. I will publish it and give you guys more info. It will be on Facebook, Instagram. You can check out Royal Range USA. Check out their website. They'll have information to it. And I'm sure you guys will see some other social media people, other YouTubers talk about it or say they're going. So if you follow somebody else, you might see them talk about it too. So do that for you guys and hang out, and we'll go shoot. And it's right around my birthday, so we'll even do a birthday shoot or something. I'm sure I can have some fun shooting some full autos or something kind of big. Let's see, I got a question here. I'm trying to check it out. Let's see, state. Someone from California. Well, I mean, it's just a drive. I was just out in, where was that? South Dakota this last week. Nebraska and Iowa. And it really hurt to have to drive right past Brownells and not stop. I could see the building, but they weren't open. Let's see, I'm not anti-gun or anything, but people tried to make a point of having a gun for home defense, as they have. Oh, I mean, home defense gun is really what it is. I mean, it's a gun for the house. I mean, yeah, I mean, some people kind of go overboard, bathroom gun, shower gun, one all over. I mean, if you're a gun person, you have one. It doesn't matter. I mean, one gun can do everything that the normal person needs it to. So, to each is their own to how far you want to go with that. I mean, I like guns. I have multiple ones, but I don't dedicate one for just a particular thing, for normal use. Now, granted, I do have one gun. It's strictly for my distance shooting. I mean, it doesn't serve any practical purpose to shoot that thing indoors at a range or for a house gun. I mean, you couldn't even pick it up. You could probably use it as like a 2x4, push people away. So, that's that. Let's see. Let's do a armory tip, because I've been putting those out recently. People have been asking me about trigger upgrades. I'm gonna kind of show you guys. This here is just a plain Steyr trigger. It is damaged. I mean, they're really, really simple. The mechanism here in the front gets kicked forward. That's what this here is. That's what you depress. There's just a spring, and then this drops your sear. So, I mean, really, it's pinned here, and this works on your sear. And then this goes forward. So, with that being said, this thing's not complicated, because I can show you. Anybody that's familiar, there's a Glock sear, or a trigger, that sets off the sear. You can see how much more complicated this thing is. I mean, just extra parts, extra bending, I mean, just a bunch of stuff. This thing's a lot simpler. With that being said, please, for the love of it, to save me headache, Steyr headache, unless you guys just really want to spend a lot of money, going into the fire control group and trying to modify a trigger like you do a Glock or a Springfield, please do not do this. This particular chassis actually has damage where someone drilled a hole here in the back. They stretched some springs around, and what made it totally worse is inside of the sear, that's your actual drop safety. I found this floating inside a chassis where someone's actually cut this off, where it latches back up underneath the sear and keeps the functioning. So if you don't, please don't do this. This gentleman gun is kaput, and these are not available. Anybody that's ever looked about or got into trying to build an AUG, this is in the same category. And if you're unfamiliar, search for an AUG receiver and see how long people have been looking for one and how often they come on the market. These fire control groups can only be purchased by an armor through Steyr, and I was told it would be 6 months to a year before I could get a replacement for this one. And thank God that this is a generic. This is the 1.5. This is not out of an A2. This is actually out of like a Gen 2 to Gen 4. So this is an unserialized fire control group, not like the new guns that have the serial number in it, which would even be worse. But all the internals in this gun are here. This is what's left of it, and I mean the takedown lever was okay, but like all the sears and everything are bent, destroyed. The pins, the springs, like the whole internals are done because someone tried to put a Glock trigger assembly or modify this like a Glock trigger, and they just don't work. I can tell you guys, I've got the books. If you get into this is actually, put that over here. It's actually a part of what I do for doing the softening triggers and the polish high-speed work. on these, and I can show you. You guys will actually get to see what it is, but here is your firing pin and striker assembly. This is a factory one before any work's done to it, and I just sent one out to a gentleman that's all high speed. It's been polished out down to a jeweler's setup. His barrel's been done, everything, and that trigger got down, like, I think it went down like a pound in the pull, and everything's just totally smooth and taken care of. But I mean, things are cut out of this and just totally damaged. That this now is a paperweight and repeater. Explain to people, don't go around and play with stuff you don't know what you're doing. Like, please don't, because it was really bad when I had to call this man and tell him that his gun was garbage. So, what else we got going on here? I'm trying to think of something else. Sorry guys, I keep turning around on you and putting stuff down. I have OCD about how I stage stuff. Let's see. If you guys got any questions, feel free. We'll hit them up. I'm trying to think if there's anybody else or anything else I'm doing. As the 0 to 1 mile project, I'm getting on it. Looking for mounts. I talked a little bit earlier. Sorry if I'm rehashing this, but I was on Instagram earlier talking. But the mount systems, I'm looking about ordering a spur mount. So we're just doing the height calculations on, how far, if I need any adjustment or tilt to it. And I am going to be running. We've chosen actually to run the Leopold Mark V's. So I'll be running Mark V HD, and probably in a 7 to 35 power. So if any of you guys are into the long range shooting, I'm looking about doing one of those. I am going to be running the H59 reticle, and also we'll have a Charlie Terax for the extreme long to play with. Checking stuff. I think that's about it. We'll be doing a review on the Steyr GB. If you're familiar or not familiar with the old school Steyrs from the 80s or 70s, early 80s, the gas operated 9mm, have those now. So I'll be doing some review and history work on it, talking about those and getting into the depths as much as I do on the standard M models. So that'll be going on. Give me just 1 second. I'll actually show you some targets from first shots and missions on actually my cheap gun challenge and on that GB. All right, let's get into. Let's see here. We'll do the cheap gun challenge first. First shots, guys, I have not shot a snub-nosed revolver, and granted these are in 5-yard increments at 10 to 15 yards. So working in 5 groups, you can see there's 5, here's 5, 5. Now granted, just sighting in my first 5, I started working up here. I'd put 2 down here trying. I've actually got a video showing so you guys can see what I'm shooting with. And granted, yes, it is all over, but realistically, everything's still on target. But these were the first 15, 20 rounds out of the gun, and 357 Magnum, which I have not shot a 357 Magnum in a long time, and definitely not in a revolver. Even tried it in double action, and I can honestly say I'll be trying to figure out how to do the trigger work or have the double action lessened. My hand's so big, I take a gun that I can almost not pull it all back due to my finger. If you guys are familiar with like overgrip, it's where you actually go into your first digit where it actually bends on your finger. It's basically I grip too far on the trigger, so when I pull around, I don't have any more movement out of my hand. which sucks on double action, which I found out. Just not familiar with it. I've shot striker fire or like a 1911 for so long that you have to thumb cock and it's right there. So I had to work my finger out, and it was kind of goofy. So it's something different. And this here is the GB side, and these are complete mags. The mags are 18 rounds each. And yes, I did this one first, but this one was at 10 yards, and this one was at 15 yards. Like I said, just first shots. And then I was playing and tuning out a new MF that I'm playing with and doing my own modifications on. So that's the reason that they're kind of scattered, but they were still at the same difference, at the same range. But for 1980s, or actually that gun's a 1986, 86 gun, beautifully. So quite proud of that. Toss those over the side. Now I got the shows, I can throw them in the garbage can or put target on them and use them for something else. And let's see, at the last live stream, I had asked and to see what you guys come up with doing a gun wall. A couple of y'all had told me about Ian at Forgotten Weapons had done something different. Checked out a couple other people's, like their pegboard setups, you know, their home studios. So I do appreciate it. I think I found me a system, so hopefully I get y'all some pictures. I can set myself up a cool display wall and clean off my work desk, you know, more stuff. Especially when I get into larger bolt action rifles, because I just don't have the room here to give you guys a good angle on it. So hopefully we'll be doing it. It was asked if I would get into showing the SBS system, which is a safe bolt system in the Steyrs. That's on my project board, so I will try to get a video out this year, all on the bolt operations on Steyr rifles and how they work, and you know how they lock up the action or you know and take the trigger out of timing. So hopefully that'll help you guys out on that one. I'm trying to think of some other stuff that's going on. I think that's about it, guys. Since it's kind of quiet tonight, we got storms rolling in, so if you guys don't have any questions for me, I'll give it a few minutes. If not, we'll kick off a little bit early, and I'll get to doing some tabletop work, and get you the video on this and all the info that you want on it out published. Maybe my next video, unless this will be my cheap gun tabletop. Alrighty guys, well we'll give it another 2 minutes. We've been kicking it tonight. It was kind of an improv thing. I just gave everybody, you know, kind of a day's heads up. If I get into having suppressors, are you guys interested, or would you like somebody of a lot better knowledge of me on that issue? But would you guys like to know more on suppressors for pistols, bolt action rifles, your piston driven ARs or piston driven your Steyr, on how they work? Is that something that interests you guys? Leave me a comment, let me know, so I can kind of work that side of it. Maybe I can get you guys someone who's a lot better expert to come on the channel to discuss it and explain how they work. More of a Suppressors 101. And hopefully everything's working out. Guys, I know I do a ton of Steyr stuff, namesake and everything else, but I'm actually looking at one of the Berettas, one of the new 92 Elites or so. I believe Honest Outlaw got one. Kind of intrigued me to take a look at one. And I'm also looking at the HK 45, their new I would call it a sub gun or an SBR setup, but it is a pistol brace pistol. But I'm checking out the new HK. Might end up getting one of those towards the end of the year. So we'll see how that goes. So there is some different things. And I do have a Remington. Granted, it's more of a hunting shotgun or tactical setup, but that'll be coming out this year too. So I'm playing around with some 12 gauge. So if that interests you also, if I can get my hands on it, I'll check it out. You guys hit me up, tell me what you want to see, or ask me a question. I think I'm going to try to set up a new series for next year, or maybe later this year, depending on scheduling, to basically compare every make model that I can come up to, in the same wheelhouse, to maybe one of an L9 or the A2MF, the Gen 4, Gen 5 guns, kind of, head to head, see which one works better, which one will last longer. So we'll see how that goes. Alrighty, well, looks like it's kind of a slow night, so I will kick off and do something else here on the table and make something a little bit more entertaining. Well, I appreciate y'all, and have yourself a wonderful Memorial weekend. And remember, it's just not all about barbecues. Take a moment to think about everybody that's still deployed and out and doing the job. So my time's over on that side of life, but I still think of those that are still deployed, that are out, kicking ass and making the grass grow green. So keep it up. Remember what it is. Enjoy your barbecue and your weekend responsibly, and we'll see you on the next one. Have a good one.